Thank you very much, brother. Again, very good question. The question is why the Muslim scholars are not focusing on issues related to the financial and economic well-being of the Muslims. Regarding this question, I'll take you a bit back in historic perspective and tell you that in the mid of past century, there were two economic systems. In the West, we had what we called capitalistic free market type of system, and in the East we had the so-called communist system. And of course, you know, communism could survive for 70 years and then diminished. In those years, my mentor, whom I referred to in the first segment, Martyr Ayatollah Sadr I, this great Muslim scholar devoted a good portion of his concentration and scholarly work on this particular question. He was able to show the Islamic system as a third alternative among these two conflicting, namely capitalistic versus communist systems. He deliberated all his discourses, not only through talking to his students and disciples, but also in his writings. And one of his famous writings is Our Economy. Our economy means Islamic economy. It means Islamic interest-free banking and the like. Why the Muslims in the contemporary world don't have Muslim scholars to focus on these issues, the question posed to me, I would say the two reasons can be quoted. Number one, none of them can match the intellectual work covered by Martyr Sadr, i.e. whatever they want to say would be a repetition of what he had already documented and said. That's number one. And number two, the demise of communism and the emergence of the capitalist system as the only controlling factor in the life of both Muslims and non-Muslims, to the extent that the Muslims nowadays, they laugh at you if you say you can have another alternative which is based on service charges and not on usury. The topic which I covered a minute ago. The service charge alternative, profit sharing, rent to own, just to name the three methods to purchase a house, is much beneficial for you than the dealing in the interest based way. Do not be fooled by the terminologies and all those things, because what the Muslims need, they need to establish their own entities, benefit from the synergy, encourage the rich to come and invest in this field, because believe me, all these banks which are working on the interest are destined to be perished. You may ask me, how do you know that? I tell you a verse in the Quran. Allah says, وَيَمْحَقُ اللَّهُ الرِّبَى وَيُرْبِي الصَّدَقَاتِ. Allah obliterates the interest, and He is the one who makes the charity and the profitable way to serve the community members flourish and grow. If Allah stated this fact in the Quran, who are we to come and argue? Do we need more examples than what happened south of the border in 2008, i.e. mortgage meltdown? Just think about it. You buy a house and you realize that you cannot pay, and you take the key to the bank, and the bank has 99 keys in your township, and the prices of real estate crash, go down, because there is more supply than demand, and the affordability of the people doesn't exist. These are realities. Any interest-based economic system is destined to hit this hard rock of reality sooner or later. I don't want to spread phobia and fear, but what I am saying is something which is being articulated by the Quran, and it was the substance of the teachings of the great Muslim scholars who have contributed to the well-being and the welfare of the Muslims wherever they existed. Thank you very much for your attention in this regard, and I hope that you will be spreading this word to reach the wider Muslim audience. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.